In today's Critical Tower Defense video, we're going to take a look at all 4 of the brand new maps and update version 0.14. Let's get right into it. Alrighty, hello, and welcome back, or welcome to the Shodas Otis official YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the 4 brand new maps featured in Critical Tower Defense version 0.14. So let's go ahead and start by just listing them off. You've got Lunar Base, Monolith Ruins, Cemetery Season, and Crystal Chasm. I think all of these new maps fit right into CTD's overall aesthetic and style, but I do think that, overall, more effort could have and should have been put into these maps. But let's go ahead and start by taking a look at Lunar Base. So, Lunar Base. It's a pretty simple map that I actually like quite a bit. I love the aesthetic of a floating base on some sort of otherworldly planet, with all sorts of gadgets and gizmos for research and whatnot. And Lunar Base is actually one of my favorite new maps because it's very simple, it's well planned out, and I really enjoy how the path design features several bends and corners for ranged towers. What some people won't enjoy though is the fact that Lunar Base has a very limited area in terms of cliff space. So if your Triumph strategy includes snipers, you might be better off with another map or another strategy. After Lunar Base, let us now take a look at Monolith Ruins. And to be honest, it's a bit of a disappointing map for me. What I thought of it, with a title like Monolith Ruins, was something large, tall, even grand or blocky in stature, but impressive in scale nonetheless. Instead, the map is a bland and yellow flat landscape with a few crumbled buildings on the outskirts. And it doesn't look all that bad, per se, but it just isn't that impressive. And as for the actual track or path design, it's pretty average. There's a few bends, a couple of straights, and a lot of disappointment. And actually, there's a decent amount of cliff space available both in the middle and outskirts of the map, which is a nice touch. Anyways, let's take a look at the 3rd map of the new update, Cemetery Season. I actually think that this map is pretty decent. The dark aesthetic is a little annoying, but the actual map and path design is quite well done. There's plenty of bending around the start, as well as a decent amount of cliff tower space. My biggest complaint in regards to Cemetery Season is that it just isn't very interesting or special. Again, there are ample amounts of bends in the path, and the track is plenty long enough for what I imagine is a fairly easy triumph, but it just isn't the most interesting map, and I think that's kind of upsetting. But now, let's take a look at the 4th and final map on our list, Crystal Chasm. It's a pretty interestingly designed map that brings a lot of challenges. And as you can see in the footage, I was struggling quite a bit with double enemies on each side. This means that Crystal Chasm is really only possible with a teammate or even 2 teammates, given that there are just so many dummies to deal with. Additionally, there is a little bit of cliff space, but I would not rely on it for a lot of damage. Also, just like with Monolith Ruins, I really thought that Crystal Chasm would be a bit different. I expected to see things such as multicolored crystals and maybe some sharp rock-like formations, but we instead are met with a fairly bland 2-tone color palette that isn't too terrible, but is definitely a letdown. And as for the actual path design of Crystal Chasm, it's alright. But that's left up to personal opinion. And with that, I do believe it is time to end. I really hope you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and maybe even to subscribe. Don't forget to use the code SHODAS at reddragonshop.com. Have a great day. Bye-bye.